Okay, we're going to go over a few problems here from page 33 in the textbook. I'm going to start with number 10 here. This is a basic geometry question here. It says in the book, it says RS is 3x plus 1, ST is 2x minus 2, RT is 64. They want you to first figure out the value of x and then figure out how far is RS and ST. A lot of gobbledygook. They also give you a little picture, which is just basically just a line here. What you want to do is just basically take this information, R to S right here, it's 3x plus 1. Now again, I got to know what x is, and then I can tell you how long this segment is. ST is 2x minus 2. And then it says R to T, all the way across, R to T. From here to here, it is 64 inches, 64 centimeters. It doesn't really give you a unit, but 64. You need to solve for x. In order to solve for x, you have to have an equation. You can't just, x is 5. You've got to be able to solve something. Maybe sometimes this left side is sometimes equal to the right side if they said s is in the middle. They didn't say s is in the middle. Didn't give you the tick marks indicating things are congruent. But they did say all the way across is 64. So if I take the left, add it with the right, it will add up to 64. And that is the logic we're going to do. That is the equation to help solve for x. We're going to say this left portion, 3x plus 1, we're going to add it with the right portion, 2x minus 2, and that will equal all the way across 64. That is called segment addition. Now from here, you just got to have your algebra skills from the previous classes that you've been in. 3 plus 2 is 5x, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. I'll add 1 to both sides. This thing is 65. Divide by 5. X is 13. They also asked you, well, okay, how far is R to S and S to T? Well, you just take that 13, plug it in here, and you will figure out how far each of the segments are. So again, 13 right here. This is 3 times 13, which is 39, plus 1, which is 40. ST is 2x minus 2, and then you're going to put the 13 where the x is. That's 26 minus 2, so this is 24. 40 plus 24 should equal 64, all the way across. Okay, now I'm going to try number 36. I'm going to read it first. This is going to be really confusing. It says C is the midpoint of AB, D is the midpoint of AC, E is the midpoint of AD, F is the midpoint of ED, G is the midpoint of EF, H is the midpoint of DB. If DC is 16, find GH. Now, this is ridiculous. It's a word problem, but what you've got to do is create the picture. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that book off the screen for a second. I'm just going to reread what I just saw, but I'm going to also draw the picture as best I can. It says C is the midpoint of AB. So I'm going to draw a pretty big A to B right now. And I'm going to just eyeball the middle, and C is the middle of that. It also says D is the middle of A to C, so I'm going to put a point right here in the middle. D is that point, and that's going to be in the middle of these two, so this is equal to this. Next one is E is in the middle of AD, so I'll put an E here. There's a lot of midpoints going on here. F is the middle of E to D, so here's where F is going to be. It says G is the middle of E to H, so this is a little g here. Things are getting smaller and smaller. It says H is the midpoint of DB, so here's D to B. I need H in the middle, so I'm going to just kind of eyeball. This is where H is. And D to C is 16. So we do know that here to here is 16. Now the question is, figure out G to H, and I'm just going to use a highlighter. How far is it G to H here in yellow? I don't know how well yellow is going to show up, but G all the way to H. Now we do know D to C is 16, but we don't know these little extra little grooves, and so we're going to just figure this out. If here to here is 16, this is also 16 on the other side. Here to here is 16. E is in the middle of 16, so this is 8, because that's half of 16. F is in the middle of the 8, so this is 4, and G is in the middle of the 4, because this would have been 4 here, so it's 2 and 2. My 2, I should try to zoom in as best I can there. So everything got cut in half. 16, 16, 8, 8, 4, 4, 2, 2. So now I know the yellow is for sure 2 plus 4 plus 16. Now I got to get this HC over here, which I don't have. Let's see here. I do know this is 16 plus 16 is 32. So this is also, because C is in the middle, 32. That's a little bit far, but we're going to use that 32 here. This H happens to be in the middle of DB. So here to here, this pink and this pink are the same. So if I look at this carefully, 16 plus 32, from here to here, it's 48. And half of 48 is 24, and 24. If this pink line is 24, if this is 16, 24 minus 16 is 8. And this is the leftover amount, 8. And that's the one portion that we need right there. So I've got the 2, I've got the 4, I got the 16 plus the 8. If I add all of this, it looks like it's 30. And that should be the answer. Now, of course, this problem is impossible without the original picture. So be patient when you see a word problem like that. Draw the pictures, put in the information from the picture. Okay, we're going to look at number 37 here. I kind of drew it here. It says, write an algebraic expression that represents GK. Now, first of all, what's an algebraic expression as opposed to an algebra equation? Equation would have an equal sign. An expression would be something like 4x minus 3, 7x plus 2. It's just a variable, some numbers, but you don't need a equal sign. So we need an algebraic expression that represents G to K. You can see these other algebraic expressions that represent different parts here. To go to G to K, you're basically going to take this yellow portion plus this pink portion. That will get you a little bit, actually more than GK. You need because the yellow and the pink overlap here, this blue section, we're going to minus out this HJ, this blue section. So GK as an algebraic expression is basically the yellow portion, 4x minus 3. We're going to add that with the pink portion, 2x plus 3. But because the yellow and the pink overlap, we're going to need to minus out, because you don't want to include it twice, the overlap, which is the blue section. Yellow plus pink minus the blue. And if I just push all this together, 4 plus 2 minus 1, that's 5x. Negative 3 plus 3, that's nothing. So GK is really 5x. And there's your algebraic expression. That's part A. Then they say, okay, well, this length here is 30 units. So basically, GK is 5x. GK is now 30. And we can simply solve for x, which it looks like it's 6. And then once I have 6, I can plug it in and figure out G to H. I can figure out J to K, whatever I want from there.